Welcome back to English Bulletin. Telangana Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy on Tuesday laid the foundation for an advanced technology center here as part of a plan to upgrade 65 industrial training institutes in the state as advanced technology centers to hone the skills of youth and make them industry ready. Speaking on the occasion, he said the 65 industrial training institutes would be transformed as advanced technology centers with project cost of 2,324 crore rupees. This will definitely be useful to the lakhs of students in the state. Students would not be able to get employment opportunities if they are taught old technical skills when advanced technologies are making rapid strides in society, Revant Reddy said. About 40 lakh unemployed youth in the state are looking for jobs in the government sector, taking coaching for competitive exams in Hyderabad, and incidents of suicides of some them are also being reported, he said. Not just a certificate from an academic institution, but technical knowledge provides livelihood opportunities, he said. He also said the government would work to protect the interests of youth who go to Middle East countries in search of livelihood if they face any problems. The Chief Minister said his government began the process of upgradation of industrial training institutes at Mallepalli in Hyderabad. The government has already entered into a 10-year memorandum of understanding with Tata Technologies Limited to upgrade 65 industrial training institutes as advanced technology centers in Telangana, it said. Out of the total project cost of 2,324.21 crore rupees, the state government will contribute 307.96 crore rupees, while Tata Technologies Limited's share is 2,016.25 crore rupees, according to an official's release. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday said his Mann Ki Baat monthly radio broadcast will resume from 30th June and urged people to share their ideas and inputs for it. Delighted to share that after a gap of some months due to the elections, Mann Ki Baat is back. This month's program will take place on Sunday, 30th June, he said in a post on X. Prime Minister Modi's monthly Mann Ki Baat broadcast was last aired on 25th February and then took a break for the Lok Sabha polls. In the 110th episode of the program, Modi had asked first-time voters to poll in record numbers in the elections and said their maiden vote should be cast for the country. The Model Code of Conduct guidelines of the Election Commission asks governments to not use official events or public-funded platforms for something that may be seen to give the ruling party publicity or political advantage. Accusing the government of destroying Indian Railways, the Congress on Tuesday demanded Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav's resignation in the wake of the Kanchenjunga Express accident, saying he has no moral right to remain in the position. The opposition party also took a swipe at Vaishnav for reaching the accident site riding pillion on a motorcycle, asking whether he is a rail minister or a real minister. The Congress alleged that criminal negligence perpetrated by Modi government had doomed the railways. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge said whenever there is a train accident, Modi government's railway minister reaches the spot under the glare of cameras and behaves as if everything is fine. Kharge posed 7 questions to the government and demanded answers. After a major accident like Balasore, why was not even a single kilometer of the much-hyped Kavach anti-train collision system added, he asked. Why are nearly 3 lakh posts vacant in the railways? Why were they not filled in the last 10 years? According to the NCRB report, 1 lakh people have died in rail accidents between 2017 and 2021 alone. Who will take responsibility for this? He asked.
বিপর্যয় মোকাবিলার টিম রয়েছে, এখন পর্যন্ত একটি বগিকে নামানোর কাজ চলছে এবং সেই আমরা ইতিমধ্যে এলাকায় প্রচুর মানুষ জমা হয়েছে। যে ধরনের চিত্র আবারও আশি উঠে ওঠা ঘটনা, সেই ঘটনা কিন্তু আবারও করানোর
Out of around 10 lakh sanctioned posts under the safety category in the Indian Railways, more than 1.5 lakh are vacant as of March this year, the Railway Ministry has said in response to an application under the Right to Information Act. Safety category posts include train drivers, inspectors, crew controllers, loco instructors, train controllers, track maintainers, station masters, pointsmen, electric signal maintainers, and signaling supervisors, among others. Being directly involved in the running of trains, personnel in these posts are crucial to safe running of trains. The total number of sanctioned, on-roll and vacant posts in safety category of Indian Railways as available in this office as on 1st March in 2024 are 1000941, 848,207 and 1,52,734 respectively, the ministry said in response to the RTI application. Responding to a question in the RTI application about vacant posts of loco pilots, the Railway Ministry said out of a total sanctioned post of 70,093, as many as 14429 are vacant. Chandra Shekhar Gaul, the RTI applicant based in Madhya Pradesh, said the response shows the Railways also suffers due to the vacancy in post of the assistant drivers. Benchmark Sensex closed above the 77,000 level for the first time, and broader Nifty scaled a fresh peak on Tuesday as key equity indices stayed on the record-breaking run powered by a rally in index majors ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank and Infosys. Besides, renewed foreign fund inflows amid a firm trend in global equities boosted investor confidence, traders said. In a range-bound session, Sensex and Nifty settled at their new closing all-time high levels amid intense demand for realty, consumer durable and utility stocks. Rising for the third straight session, the 30-share BSE Sensex climbed 308.37 points or 0.40% to settle at a new closing peak of 77,301.14. During the day, it jumped 374 points or 0.48% to hit the fresh lifetime peak of 77,366.77. As many as 2,167 stocks advanced while 1,836 declined and 147 remained unchanged on the BSE. The NSE Nifty went up by 92.30 points or 0.39% to hit a record closing high of 23,557.90 for the fourth straight session. Among the 30 Sensex companies, Power Grid, Wipro, ICICI Bank, Titan, Mahindra and Mahindra, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, Infosys, JSW Steel and State Bank of India were the biggest gainers. In contrast, Maruti, Ultratech Cement, Tata Steel, Tata Motors, ITC and Tata Consultancy Services were among the laggards. Foreign institutional investors bought equities worth 2,175.86 crore rupees on Friday, according to exchange data. Gold prices fell 50 rupees to 72,350 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital on Tuesday amid a fall in precious metal rates globally. However, silver jumped 400 rupees to 91,300 rupees per kg. Commodity markets were partially closed on Monday on account of Eid ul-Adha. In Delhi markets, spot gold prices 24 carats are trading at 72,350 rupees per 10 grams, down by 50 rupees from the previous close. In the international markets, Spot gold at COMEX was last quoted at US $2,319 per ounce, down US $2 from the previous close. Meanwhile, silver was quoted higher at US $29.35 per ounce. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Tuesday hit out at Prime Minister Narendra Modi for maintaining silence on the NEET examination issue and asserted that his party is committed to strongly raising the voice of the youth from the streets to the parliament for ensuring strong policies against paper leaks. The former Congress president said the arrests made in Bihar, Gujarat and Haryana clearly show that there has been organized corruption in the examination in a planned manner and added these BJP-ruled states have become the epicenter of paper leaks. Narendra Modi, as usual, is maintaining silence on the tampering with the future of more than 24 lakh students in the NEET examination, Gandhi said in a post on X in Hindi. In the manifesto, the Congress had guaranteed to secure the future of the youth by making strict laws against paper leaks. Gandhi's remarks came after the Supreme Court on Tuesday said even if there was 0.001% negligence on the part of anyone in the conduct of the NEET UG 2024 examination, it should be thoroughly dealt with. The bench was hearing to separate petitions raising grievances, including on grace marks given to the students in the examination held on 5th May. The Supreme Court on Tuesday said even if there was 0.001% negligence on the part of anyone in the conduct of the NEET UG 2024 examination, it should be thoroughly dealt with. Observing that students have to labor hard while preparing for these examinations, the Apex Court said the litigation pertaining to the National Eligibility Commentrance Test Undergraduate 2024 examination ought not be treated as adversarial. The NTA conducts the All India Pre-Medical Entrance Test. The bench was hearing to separate petitions raising grievances, including on grace marks given to students in the examination held on 5th May. Stressing on timely action by the authority, the top court said the pleas would come up for hearing on 8th July along with other pending petitions, including those which have sought a direction to conduct the exam afresh. It said the NTA and the centre would file their responses on these fresh petitions within 2 weeks. While hearing separate petitions raising grievances over the NEET UG 2024, the Apex Court had last week sought responses from the centre and the NTA on a plea for a Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) probe into allegations of question paper leak and other irregularities in the exam. The centre and the NTA had on 13th June told the top court that they had cancelled the grace marks given to 1,563 candidates who took the examination for admission to MBBS and other such courses. There have been allegations of question paper leaks in states like Bihar and other irregularities in the prestigious exam. The AAP leaders gathered at the Jantar Mantar here on Tuesday to protest against the alleged irregularities in the NEET examination. Delhi Health Minister Saurabh Bharadwaj demanded that a Supreme Court monitored probe be initiated into the matter. There are 24 lakh students who appeared in the NEET examination. They prepared for 16 to 18 hours for the examination. Never before have people heard that someone paid a bribe to ace the examination, he said. Bharadwaj cited the example of Bihar where some aspirants received the exam's question paper and answers in a safe house near Patna a day before it was conducted on 5th May. Some students have approached the Supreme Court. The AAP demanded that a committee be set up to probe the matter and it should be monitored by the apex court, he added. The NEET-UG 2024 was conducted by the National Testing Agency, NTA, at 4,750 centers in 571 cities for more than 24 lakh candidates.
पार्टी को भारतीय जनता पार्टी और उनके नेताओं के संरक्षण में जिस तरह से ये घोटालेबाजों का नेटवर्क चल रहा है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता इस पर सबक लेने को तैयार नहीं है। आज पूरा देश इस बात की मांग कर रहा है। देश के सारे छात्र सड़क पर है, सारे नौजवान सड़क पर है, गार्जियन सड़क पर है और इस बात को कह रहे हैं कि इस घोटाले की जांच कराई जाए। जो नीट का एग्जाम है दोबारा कराया जाए। सरकार लीपापोती कर रही है। देश के शिक्षा मंत्री इस सच्चाई को, घोटाले को स्वीकार करने को तैयार नहीं है। वो सोचते हैं एक दिन कोई आवाज उठाएगा, 2 दिन आवाज उठाएगा, 3 दिन आवाज उठाएगा और ये आवाज बंद हो जाएगी। लोग अपने फिर तैयारी में लग जाएंगे। आम आदमी पार्टी ने यह निर्णय लिया है। ये नीट एग्जाम के घोटाले की लड़ाई केवल छात्रों की लड़ाई नहीं है। ये लड़ाई केवल नौजवानों की लड़ाई नहीं है। ये लड़ाई केवल गार्जियंस की लड़ाई नहीं है। ये
YSRCP Supremo and Andhra Pradesh former Chief YS Jagan Mohan Reddy on Tuesday called for paper ballots to replace electronic voting machines or EVMs in elections, following a humiliating electoral debacle in the recently held Assembly and Lok Sabha polls in Andhra Pradesh. The former claimed that almost every advanced democracy uses paper ballots. In electoral practices across the world, in almost every advanced democracy, paper ballots are used, not EVMs, Jagan Mohan Reddy said in a post on X. To uphold the true spirit of India democracy, the Andhra Pradesh opposition leader advocated for abolishing EVMs. Just as justice should not only be served, but should also appear to have been served, so should democracy not only prevail but must appear to be prevalent undoubtedly, he added. The NDA comprising TDP, BJP and Janasena won a landslide victory by securing 164 assembly seats out of 175. Of the 25 Lok Sabha seats, the alliance got 21 seats. The main International Day of Yoga celebrations this year will be held at the Sher-i-Kashmir International Conference Centre in Srinagar on 21st June with Prime Minister Narendra Modi leading the event there, Ayush Minister Prataprao Jadhav said on Tuesday. Jadhav, the Minister of State for Ayush, said this year's theme Yoga for Self and Society highlights yoga's dual role in fostering individual and societal well-being. It underlines promoting connection between the inner self and the outer world going beyond one's own well-being, Jadhav said. Yoga nurtures physical, mental, and spiritual growth while promoting societal harmony. The enthusiastic participation of millions in recent years reflects the profound impact of yoga on communities, the minister said. He also announced that PM has written to each Gram Pradhan, encouraging grassroots participation and the spread of yoga in rural areas. Jadhav launched a common yoga protocol book in Braille script to support visually impaired people to learn and practice yoga with convenience. The minister also launched Professor Ayushman Comic on Yoga. This book will help children to learn and practice yoga with interest and entertainment. The United Nations General Assembly, heeding to a call by Prime Minister Modi, had made a declaration in December 2014 to observe 21st June every year as International Day of Yoga. The Congress will begin consultations next week to strengthen the organization and work out its strategy in the poll-bound states of Jharkhand, Maharashtra and Haryana besides Jammu and Kashmir. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and former party chief Rahul Gandhi will start the strategy meetings beginning 24th June when the Jharkhand leaders would meet and evolve their strategy. The party's strategy meet for Maharashtra would take place on 25th June and the leaders from Haryana would meet on 26th June. For Jammu and Kashmir, where the elections are yet to be declared, the strategy meeting would be held on 27th June. The Congress leadership has planned the meetings well in advance and after being buoyed with the party's performance in the Lok Sabha elections. Carrying forward the momentum in our favor, we are dedicated to ensuring a handsome victory in the upcoming state elections. Meanwhile, Congress Andhra Pradesh Unit President Y.S. Sharmila met Kharge at his residence on Tuesday. The Congress is strongly committed to reinvigorate the party organization in Andhra Pradesh. Every Congress worker should work hard and become the voice of the people, Kharge. Let's take a short break in Swatantra English Bulletin.